back to another Keeping Up with the Klee Kai. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If you guys are new, my name is Desiree. My daughter is back behind running the show, and today we are going to talk about the Alaskan Klee Kai versus Pomskies. So I know we get compared to the Pomskies quite often, and so that is our topic for today. But before we get started, if you guys are new, please do me a favor and type new in the comments below. And I am going to go over some general housekeeping rules just in case you are new. So we are live. Everything is live here, and you guys are free to ask questions.
Hey, you got to stop for a second. Your head's cut off, like, really bad.
Hello.
I was gonna wait.
Zoom, you want me to, I could scoot back or Zoom. Hold on. Technical difficulties. I was delivering puppies, so I wasn't able to sit in here before to double check everything. So let me see. If I go back.
I just zoomed out a little bit.
Oh, that goes in. Oh, that goes back. Yeah, that's better. Perfect.
Okay, we'll go like that.
All right. Starting over. We're good?
Sorry, your head was cut off, and I know you move around a lot, so I had to stop you.
All right, so back to the show. If you guys are new, again, type new in the comments below, and we will welcome you guys. But some general housekeeping rules. We are live, so you can ask questions in the comment section, and we will answer those questions. We do ask that you stay on the topic, which is the Klee Kai versus Pomsky, until we're done with all of our notes. And then after that, we'll open it up to other questions. However, there is one exception, and that is super chat or super stickers. So if you have questions and you do send a super chat or a super sticker, your questions, first of all, jump to the top of the list, but they are a free-for-all. So you can ask any questions. It doesn't have to be related to the topic. All of the proceeds for the super chats, super stickers do go back into our program and into our channel and our videos and all of our puppy supplies. We buy those items and we share with you guys on the live to let you know what you should and shouldn't spend your money on. We appreciate all of your support for all of those donations. Again, you guys can do that. Jump to the top of the list. We also are giving away a couple of things today. We are giving away a mask. And we are giving away a hoodie. I will grab those really fast. I also have fan mail to share with you guys. We got the cutest fan mail from a little 4th grader in the mail. And so I'm going to read that to you guys in just a minute. But we are going to give away a gator mask, which is the same as we did last week. And of course, puppies want to eat everything. So we're going to give away one of these. I know, you tell them. Alexis, of course, gets to pick how she wants to give that away. And then to the top super chat or super sticker donation, we are sending home a hoodie to somebody. And so this will go, we'll probably pick around 7:15, depending on how fast we can get through everything. But just so you know, these hoodies have matching pup hoodies. And we've already sent out several. We also can customize them, which you guys can talk to each other on the chat because Liz just got hers. So anyhow, that is it for what we are giving away. One last thing real fast before we move on is our calendars are in. And if you guys weren't here last week, they came out amazing. So all of the pictures are from our puppy owners and from us. And so those are on the website. All right. One last thing, fan mail. We got a letter from, I'm going to come up close, from a little boy named Adrian. And I have to show you this because he put, it is so freaking cute. So that is what he put, to Kika from Adrian. And when I opened it up, it says to open on YouTube, and it's focusing on my eyeballs, and to show all the dogs and the puppies. Is that adorable? Okay, so what does he say? He says, "You are super cool. I am going to get one on Xmas. I am in 4th grade, and I love your vids. Please mention on YouTube and follow me, Adrian Henry." So Adrian, we got your fan mail. We thank you for joining us. I hope you guys are on here today. And if you guys can find a fourth grader named Adrian Henry, give him a shout out. So thank you, Adrian. All right, now we can get going. Anything right off the bat, Lex, or can I keep going?
Liz said, did you say you were delivering puppies?
Oh yes, delivering puppies. In fact, I was just over there cleaning bedding and double checking the puppies to make sure we are done.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Emily. I think we are. I'm not going to say anything yet because in a little bit I'll go check on them. But yeah, I was delivering puppies. She started at 2 o'clock, which of course that's how it rolls. Every time we have plans to do something, they change my whole day. And that's it, right, Lex? I can keep going?
Yep.
Okay. Hey. Pup-ups, come here. All right. Be nice. Be nice. You be nice. Thank you. Yeah, be nice. All right. So, topic is the Pomsky versus the Klee Kai. So, I really didn't know a whole lot about the Pomskies, right? As a Klee Kai breeder, you kind of frown upon new designer breeds. But after I really took a step back and thought about it, you know, the Alaskan Klee Kai was at one point where the Pomskies are. A designer breed, not recognized, a mix of this and that, trying to come up with breed standards, trying to come up with consistency and quality and temperament and so many things. And so I really started to think that I should be a little nicer and not be so quick to judge because we were there too.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon. Of course, my biggest concern is people wanting to breed a Pomsky to an Alaskan Klee Kai. And so after talking to a couple of breeders and to the American Pomsky Kennel Club, we found out that's not what they're trying to do. And so that made me feel a lot better. But I just wanted to really give you guys some education, because what you read out there or what you hear or what you see from somebody's video isn't necessarily accurate. And I was very fortunate to be able to reach out to one breeder specifically who I really adore, because she did not want the credit. She said she was part of the club and that she would like to ask all of the Pomsky Association members to answer these questions together and to give credit to the club. And I thought that was very, very commendable, that she was willing to not just try to get, you know, herself publicized or, you know, announced on our channel, but to really recognize the breed club and what they were going for. So I was very impressed with that. So hopefully everything that I have here is going to make sure that everybody is aware of what's truth and what's not truth. And just be a little more educated. Of course, I'm not here to try and dock the Pomsky or say they're not a good breed or they are a good breed. And of course, all of my Klee Kai fans, I don't want to send you away, but at the same time, I want you guys to just be informed of what they are, what they are trying to do, all of that good stuff. So let's get started. Hi, pretty boy. Hi, pretty boy. All right. So I came up with a list of questions that I wanted to see if I could get answered. And so I'm just going to quickly go through them and share their response to you guys. So I asked them specifically, I need to put my glasses on because I can see far away, I can't see up close. So let's see, this will be better for me. I asked them, do Pomsky breeders still breed the full husky to a full Pomeranian? Or is there enough foundation stock to where they're only breeding like true Pomsky to Pomsky? And so she told me, and they call this like F1, you'll see a lot of different things, F1, F2, F3, which is really like the foundation, first generation, second generation, so on and so forth. And so she said that they are still breeding full Pomskies and Siberian Huskies together with some of the breeders, but a lot of them have already moved on to second, third generation of Pomskies. And so I was just curious. I just was wondering. And by the way, if you aren't sure how they do this, they actually use a female husky and a male Pomeranian, and they do artificial insemination because, of course, a Pomsky is like this big and a Siberian husky is this big. there's no possible way that a Pomsky could get a husky on their own. So that's how they do their breeding. And so that's number one. Then I asked them if there's any other breeds being introduced. And the reason I asked that is because when the Alaskan Klee Kai were being produced, Linda Sperlin, you know, she added a mix of this and a mix of that to try to come up with what she envisioned for the breed as far as the looks, the temperament, you know, the coloring, all of these things, the size. And so I was under the assumption, but I know assuming is not necessarily the right thing to do, but I was under the assumption that they had to probably bring something else in. And so she did tell me that, yes, they do, or at least they are now doing that. And the reason why is they're trying to get recognized with AKC. And I know firsthand how very difficult it is to get into AKC because I've been involved with the Alaskan Klee Kai since 2003. And in those 18, 19 years, we have applied to AKC 4 times that I know of. And the previous 3 times, we were always denied. Now I have some amazing news. I think it's amazing. Not everybody is going to agree, but I was just informed a couple of days ago that the Alaskan Klee Kai has been accepted into the FSS. Now the FSS is the beginning stages of full recognition in American Kennel Club. And so right now, the Alaskan Klee Kai is recognized with United Kennel Club and with ARBA, which is American Rare Breed Association, and then some international clubs. But big time full clubs, do we all want to eat my shoes? Yes. We have not been successful with AKC prior to now. Now, there's still a long ways to go because we're going to be required to probably register hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dogs into the registry with AKC. So we still have a little ways to go, but I thought that was super exciting news for the Alaskan Klee Kai breed as a whole. Not everybody is going to agree with me on that, but I think it's amazing. I think it's great. Linda Sperlin is the main person who created the breed standards for the AKC, who is just pushing through to get us recognized. So again, I'm super excited. Back onto the Pomskies, they are trying to do that. They also know that it is going to take them years and years and generations of full record keeping, of DNA, of health, everything. And so with that, AKC requires at least, hi pretty girl, at least 3 breeds in the mix.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue. So the Pomsky people are adding American Eskimo, and funny enough, the Klee Kai have Eskimo in them, but they're adding that, and they did have a big meetup in, I think, 2019, and they had some AKC judges go over the Pomskies in order to see what the judges thought they should add to, you know, make some changes based on what their breed standards should look like, what they wanted it to look like, and that type of thing. So one of the breeds is the Eskimo, and then they're also considering another breed, and where did I see that? It's called a German Klein. Now, I did not have time to look this up. I planned on it. However, I had to deliver puppies. Well, I didn't deliver puppies. I had to assist in delivering puppies. So that one is still on the fence. They're not sure if they're going to continue with that or not, but for sure the Eskimo is. And so, again, it's going to take them years, but they're moving in the right direction to do that. So the next question I asked them, Alexis, you just interrupt me if you have anything.
I have 2.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you consider a Pomsky a designer dog?
Yes. Yes.
And then Catherine said, I saw that some breeders do not want AKC recognition. Do you know the rationale?
You know, I haven't spoken to breeders specifically and heard their take on it, so I don't know for sure. I do know that some rumors, I guess I could say, would be that they're worried that we are going to explode a lot faster if we're AKC recognized, that we might be in more pet stores. More pet stores are going to probably try to get them. The Alaskan Klee Kai are already in pet stores. We have tried our best, and we obviously don't want them in pet stores, but there are puppy mills out there who will just breed anything they can and say that it's an Alaskan Klee Kai and sell it to a pet store. You guys have plenty of bones here. And so I don't know the facts or each breeder's opinion on it. So I really don't know for sure, but I'm excited.
One more. How old is the Pomsky mix?
Oh, good question. And that's actually on my list here. So there's a lot of information on the internet. Like you'll read 2009, 2011. According to the American Pomsky Kennel Club, 2012 is the first recorded intentional breeding to produce Pomskies. So 2012. And of course, there's people who maybe had accidental breedings. I don't know how you could have an accidental breeding with a Pomsky and a Husky, but supposedly there might be some off record. But 2012 is the first known intentional breeding. And this is insane right here. By 2014, there was 30 breeders in the United States for the Pomsky. 30. And so to me, that is a lot, just because as a Klee Kai breeder, being involved since 2003, when I got my first Klee Kai, there wasn't even 10. And they had been around, recognized since 1997. So remember, the Alaskan Klee Kai, well, maybe you guys don't even know. So the Alaskan Klee Kai was first worked on in 1977. They didn't become a recognized breed until 1997. So Linda was doing this on her own, working on this for 20 years before she agreed. We got a puppy going potty. Before she agreed to allow other people to get involved, which was Linda Sperling gave to Eileen Gregory, and Eileen Gregory's daughter is Cheryl or Chris Shackelford. And so I got to clean this up before they all trample in it.
I have some more questions.
Okay, well, let me just finish. So we took a long time to even get out in the public at all. And then again, that was 1997. And then I got my first in 2003, and we maybe had 10 breeders. So for the Pomskies to go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, that's crazy. And with that is definitely going to come with some problems and some possible health issues and not being able to control things. And so I will say Linda did a lot of things correctly when she kept it so tight-knit, because she had control over what was being produced. And when you go from, in 2 years, from 0 to 30 breeders, they may not all agree on what the breed should look like, what they are mixing with, what the size is. There's just so many things that can go all over the place. So that, I'm sure, is part of the reason why they're struggling in some areas, because there are a lot of breeders out there that are kind of doing their own thing and don't agree with what the Kennel Club is trying to accomplish, or even what the breed standards should look like, or what should be mixed, or all of that stuff. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I've learned a lot about the Pomskies, a lot. Are we good?
Is the Klee Kai a designer dog?
So yeah, I would say it is. I mean, back in the day, it definitely was. I mean, that's a designer dog is anything that mixed together that is just, people just make something up. So a designer dog for sure, yes, because it's man-made. And designer meaning like people go crazy for them. They cost a lot of money. They're sought after. Yeah. So definitely at one point they were. I don't know if we're still really technically classified as a designer breed. Depends who you ask. But I mean, obviously we're recognized. We have been for some time. So over the years, we probably lose that that title, I guess, if you will. And so now we are truly a recognized breed. And now with AKC, like even bigger, better things. You know, back to the whole AKC thing. I think it is definitely scary because are we ready for that? Like that's the big thing. Are we ready for AKC recognition? Is the breed as a whole ready for it? Do we have consistency in what we're producing, in the quality, in the temperament? Like temperament's huge, you know? And if we don't have the right quality temperament backing and owners, then we're just going to look silly out there with AKC, because AKC is so different than UKC. UKC is very laid back. You don't have to be professional. You could wear shorts in a show. Like some breeders don't do that, but some do, and you may get frowned upon, but you can do it. In AKC, it's very, very professional. It's just a whole different ball game. But anyways, that's enough on my spiel of that.
A weird question: how do you collect sperm from a dog?
Well, it would be very similar to a man collecting sperm for his wife that can't get pregnant and they're doing infertility work. So same concept, that you can go to the vet. There's also kits that you can get. A lot of breeders do it on their own. It's crazy enough. Yes. Yes, we're crazy. Yes, we'll do anything to collect and have puppies. So yeah, you literally are doing the deed on the dog and collecting and attesting.
How many Klee Kai breeders are there now?
Oh, good question. I believe we have over 30 now. But the problem with that is you can have one litter and say you're a breeder. So what classifies as a breeder? You know, everyone's opinion on that is different. Maybe they own a couple of dogs and they plan to have puppies. So I don't know for sure. Hey, guys, maybe you can go on to ACAOA's website and see how many breeders are listed. There's breeders outside of even the U.S. for Alaskan Klee Kai. So we have some in London, in Russia, and all over Europe. I think even Australia for sure, maybe even Sweden. I'm not positive. So probably in the U.S. maybe 30 or so. And then outside of that, even Canada. So we have Canada. Good question. I don't keep up with that because I don't know that all of them are legitimately breeding. Maybe they're still on there, but they aren't even breeding anymore. Breeders come and go because it's not easy to be a breeder by any means. But maybe the girls can look that up. And also, the Alaskan Klee Kai Association of America is our breed club. At the time, we only have one breed club. But with AKC recognition, things are going to change because you cannot have the same panel of members, board members on AKC and UKC. And so there's going to have to be a whole nother club designed. Now, there's already 7 people in this club that is doing the whole FSS for AKC. So that is going to have to grow. But not everybody is leaving listed on ACAOA's website. So there's plenty. There's one right here. So that we just can go off of what's on there. And I would say anybody who's on here who is looking to get an Alaskan Klee Kai, and same with the Pomsky. Any new upcoming popular breeds are a big window of opportunity for scammers. And so they will create fake websites, steal puppy pictures from other people's Facebook page, Instagram page, websites, and pretend like they have dogs available. And so if you are looking to add a Klee Kai or a Pomsky or any breed for that matter, find their breed club or find their registry like United Kennel Club or AKC for American Kennel Club, and look for a breeder that is listed on those sites. Because that is going to ensure that you are dealing with a legitimate breeder, and also that they are following the code of ethics that the breed is adhered to. So we want a certain look, we want a certain size.
The count currently is 54.
in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Or is that everywhere? That's the whole list?
The whole list is 54.
So the whole list.
It's pretty much the U.S. There's a few.
There's Canada and Europe. There's London.
Yeah, Canada. There's 4. Finland, Russia, Singapore, and the UK.
Australia's not even listed on there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1 way at the top.
Yeah, I'd say there should be. So 54 worldwide. And I would say at least 10 of those are out of the U.S. So I was off.
43.
So 43 in the U.S. Yeah. So in all of our years, 43 in the U.S. and Pomsky breeders in 2 years went all the way to 30. It's good and it's bad. Depends who you talk to and you know how you look at it. But you okay? You gotta chew that bone. All right. Can I keep going?
Yeah.
All right. So the next question I asked them was, I did ask if they had a breed standards and if they had one written and what, you know, because as a new breed, you want to see that they have a breed standards because you want to see that they're breeding for a specific goal in mind. And so in order for me to learn more about what they should look like, what they're wanting them to look like, I wanted to know if they had a breed standards. So if you don't know what that is, basically a breed standard is a detailed description from head to toe of what the breed should look like, their head shape, how they should move, their coat, their size, their temperament, their tail carriage. Everything about that breed is listed in here so that, let's just say you're in a dog show and a judge is looking at that dog, they need to know, does it fit the breed standards? Because what's the whole point of a dog show? It's to make sure that what you have in front of you fits this as close as possible and that that is the best representation for the breed in that show. Where is she? Was it you? Was it you? So that's why I wanted to know if they had one. And they do, in fact, have one. The link is in the description of this video if you wanted to visit them. But that's where I got the information from. And what I did was go through it and kind of see what the differences and what the similarities are. So that was my next question. And then I asked about the size because what I was reading and what videos I watched, they were all over the board. And so I wasn't sure, did they have a standard? Are they looking for a specific size?
Hey,
so, yes.
Catherine just texted me. She said that Kim is on from APKC.
Oh, awesome. Welcome, Kim. Thank you. So Kim is from the club, and I guess you guys didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, perfect. So she's the wonderful woman that was very, very generous and helped me get all of this information. So thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Hopefully I don't mess this up. And if I do, you can pop in on your comments and correct me.
Catherine posted the link to the
awesome
website.
Sweet. Okay, so next was the sizes. So, of course, the Alaskan Klee Kai, we have 3 sizes. And our sizes, it's toy, miniature, standard, and it goes off of the height from the ground to the top of the shoulder blades. And so I wanted to know what the Pomskies were supposed to be ranged at. And so they also have 3 sizes, very, very different from the Klee Kai, though. I'm going to share that with you. So they have 3 variations, and they are toy, which we have a toy, which is under 10 inches. So the Alaskan Klee Kai's toy is 13 inches and under. So 3-inch difference on our toy size. And we don't go off of weight on our breed standards, but the Pomskies currently do. I did see that they may be changing that, but right now they do go off of their weight as well, and it's up to 15 pounds. And I thought that was very interesting. The Klee Kai don't have a weight because they really fluctuate so much, depending on their age, depending on their bone density, so many things. But they do have it up to 15. Now, Nala, who is a very small mini, at right over 13 inches, she only weighs 11 pounds. So a toy for a Pomsky at under 10 inches, weighing 15 pounds, they're obviously heavier, thicker boned than the Klee Kai, or at least that's the goal. And so their miniatures are up to 14 inches. So from up to 10, right, or under 10 is a toy, but mini is going to be up at least 10, but up to 14 inches. So they have 4 inches there for their miniatures. The Alaskan Klee Kai minis are over 13 inches up to 15 inches. So we have 2 inches there. So big difference on that. And again, we don't have weights. The Pomskies do have a weight, and it's between 12 to 20 pounds for their minis, 12 to 20 pounds. So some of our toys will weigh 10, 12 pounds, but most of our minis, I could probably say, I know for sure in our breeding program, I can't speak for other breeders, but we don't have any minis that would hit 20 pounds unless they're older, not active, you know, spay or neutered, and just loving couch potatoes. But for the most part, miniatures don't hit 20 pounds for us. And then their standards are 14 to 18 inches tall, and they are 20 to 35 pounds. So our standard is over 15 inches up to, it's really 17 and a half is considered oversized, but still within our standard. So 15 to 17 and a half. And again, we don't go off a weight, but I will tell you most of our standards will weigh 20, 22, 23, maybe 25 pounds. On the rare occasion, do our Klee Kai hit 25 to 30 pounds? That happens, don't get me wrong. Even in my own program, it happens. We get a throwback, but not very often that we get a dog that weighs 30, 35 pounds. So from everything I've read, the Pomsky is thicker boned, obviously bigger everything, because that's, I don't know genetics, but that's what they're getting.
I have a few questions.
Okay.
Are they breeding the long hair out of the Klee Kai? I like the short, thick fur better.
So every breeder is different when it comes to coats on the Alaskan Klee Kai. I will tell you, our breed standards calls for a coat that does not obscure the outline of the dog. So when you're looking at a dog, if the fur is hanging down and you cannot see the full outline, then that's a disqualification, and they should not be in a breeding program. And so that's another big difference with the Klee Kai and the Pomskies. Our breed calls to stay away from the super long, fluffy, I can't even say fluffy, but the super long coats. And the Pomskies, actually, they have 3 different coats. Thank you for laying on me. They have 3 different coats, and we'll get into that in a second. But I'll let you keep going with your questions.
Kimberly, she replied to your height and weight. She said, personally, I'm pushing for the height only because Pomskies are hefty for their weight, and I only have an 11-inch tall boy that is just a touch overweight. I recently received him and working on him at 22 pounds.
Wow. Thank you for responding. I love that you're on here. So yeah, a lot thicker, really big boned, dense.
Like huskies.
Yeah,
they're
short.
They're closer to a husky than the Klee Kai.
Yeah, for sure. As far as the thickness goes,
yeah.
Like the bone that they have versus the bone that we have is definitely different.
Lindsay said she found us through Akaoa.
Oh, yay! Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, we have to pay to be on there, okay? So it's not like every Klee Kai breeder is going to be on the association, but if we're not members and supporting Akaoa, then we cannot be listed on there. And so not everybody is going to do it, and you are not a bad breeder if you're not on there necessarily. But if you want to stay away from scammers, which I'm telling you, it happens every day, especially with the pandemic, everybody's trying to get a dog. The best way to avoid that is to go to the breed clubs pages and also do your due diligence. Like, you need to do your research. If the price is too cheap, it's going to be a scam. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. If every Pomsky breeder or every Klee Kai breeder is telling you there's a waiting list and we don't have puppies, and some random person that's not listed anywhere and doesn't even have a website says they have a puppy for $1,200, that's a huge red flag. You should know right then it is not going to be a pure breed Klee Kai, or it's not going to be a Pomsky, or they don't even exist at all. And so you're going to get scammed. They're going to take your money. So you need to be really careful with that.
Judy asked, I heard that the adult size/weight of a Pomsky can be unpredictable. The range can be between a size of a Pom and a Husky. Is that true?
So that's a good question, and if Kim's on here, she can touch on that a little bit too. But I did ask her about the averages because just like Klee Kai, there's averages, right? I told you guys on one of my videos the averages in our breeding program and what we know. Hey, quit eating my chair. I love my chair. No. Hold on. I got to give them bones or else they're going to destroy my chair. Here, want some cow hooves? Oh, pretty girl. That was a pretty girl. Here, that's a big cow hoof. So there are some information that they gave me, and I'm going to share that with you guys right now. But if I don't give things to them, I'm going to have a hole in my chair.
And then Liz said, my friend got a Pomsky and her dog is the size of a Husky with the look of a Pom.
So long, the look of a Pom meaning like longer fur, maybe a shorter muzzle type of thing, but really big is my guess. So I asked her what the average weights and the average heights were, and this is her response. They can range from 6 pounds to 45 pounds. Please see the breed standards for those categories, right, which is on the link there, and you guys can always look at that. But the average this is what seems to be most common. And remember, thank you, Cindy. Remember that this is just based on the people that they survey and that they're responding and they're able to get that information from. That's the hardest part about keeping track of things. Just like for my own breeding program, if my puppy owners don't tell me what the adult height and weight is, it's really hard for me to know what I'm producing and if my estimates were accurate. Like, that's pretty difficult. So she told me that the average weight is 16 to 20 pounds, and that range seems to be most common, okay? And then the height is 13 to 14 inches. Again, that's from the shoulders down. It's also called withers, guys. If you guys don't know the top of the shoulder blades, that's the withers. So that's the height. It doesn't go off the top of their head. It doesn't go from their ears. It goes from the top of their shoulders.
Hey.
Yes.
Kim said, our goal is not to create overgrown Pomeranians. We're looking to create a miniature Husky.
So you know, obviously the Alaskan Klee Kai is a version of a miniature Husky, right? That's what, especially here at Kika's, I mean, since day one, since I started breeding, what is my slogan? It's Kika's Klee Kai Huskies in miniature. So the goal is the same for both breeds. They're trying to produce something that resembles a miniature Husky. That's what we're doing. So one and the same, they're going different routes, like they're using different breeds. And they also have a different vision of what, you know, it looks like with their coats and things, but definitely very similar. I did find a lot of similarities amongst the Klee Kai and the Pomsky, but I also found a lot of differences.
Thank you, Stacy. She has a question also.
Okay, go ahead.
She said, have you seen scammers selling Pomskies being with Klee Kai? Being as Klee Kai?
Well, scammers, they might not even have a dog at all, so they're stealing people's photos. So if that's what they're doing, it's really hard to know, like if there's whose puppy photos or adult photos they're stealing. They stole videos from my Facebook page that was like 8 years old. I mean, Ethan's going to be 12 years old, and Ethan was like 3 years old in those videos, and this just happened in Canada. And they took my videos, they edited, they just screenshotted them and edited as if that was their son, I was them, and those dogs were theirs. And somebody sent them $1,000 and got scammed off of our stuff. So it's hard to say for sure if there's breeders out there saying they have Pomskies for sale and they're just advertising them as Klee Kai. I don't see why they would do that. If they say they have Pomskies, why would they say they have Klee Kai? The Pomskies are just as popular as the Klee Kai, if not more popular, especially lately. So, I don't know. Are we good?
Well, I have a lot of questions if you... Because, like a lot.
Okay, so on the height and weight, I think I'm pretty much done. So the average height, I don't know if I answered that, was 13 to 14 inches. So if their average is 13 to 14 inches and their weight is 16 to 20 pounds compared to my average is usually, I would say, I would have to look back at my notes, but my average is usually a mini is probably the most produced, and our minis are over 13 up to 15 inches, and our minis don't hit 20 pounds. They just don't. So a little difference is there. But again, the Pomskies, pretty new breed, and as they get more breeders who are sharing data and compiling everything, they'll probably have a lot more information to be able to share. But that's what she was able to share with us now. So I'll go ahead and take a few questions.
Okay. What is the heaviest toy a toy gets with the Alaskan Klee Kai?
So again, I can only tell you from our breeding program, and usually our toys are 12 or 13 pounds. They're not going to get over that. But if you have a dog that is overweight, not exercised, they could get bigger, unfortunately. But it's just really hard to say for sure in our breeding program and what I know versus what everybody else sees.
Okay.
They're all sleeping, thank goodness. Hey, honey. Yeah. Can you just pop your head in and check Sassy, see if you see the puppies?
I just did.
Okay, thank you.
They're good.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Sandy asked a question to one of those people and she put question marks in front.
Okay.
This one, we need the octopus. Where can we get it?
I got the octopus at Petco, but that was in the summertime. Well, you know how Petco will have like their themes of like the down under, the creatures from down under, and so it was the octopus. But we've had a couple of these, and they're different each time. But anything that has like tentacles or legs hanging down of like caterpillar legs or anything like that that crinkle, it's like the best because they have all the crinkly, but then they also have the squeaky. Well, listen, there's one squeaky, and then there's all the crinkly in there. So the dogs love that there's so many different sounds and textures.
Oh, Lori from APKC is also on.
Oh, welcome, Lori. Thank you guys for joining us. I so appreciate it.
Okay. You answered that one.
Okay.
I know this isn't on topic, but what are those white bones that puppies are chewing on? They don't look like bully sticks.
No, they're not bully sticks. They're actually they're cowtails. And so we've shared this before. In fact, we bought this with Super Sticker money last month or so, and it was a big hit. And so we share that stuff with you guys. But these are just free range cowtails, and the dogs love these. These one of our big good finds. I have something else to share with you guys in a minute on treats, but we'll go for that in a minute. Okay, next.
Natasha said, do some of the scammers use chihuahuas as part of their breeding and call them Klee Kai?
Well, I am sure that if somebody is going to scam you and just try to get a dog, they'll use whatever they can get their hands on, even if it's the neighbor's dog. So I'm sure there's nothing that they wouldn't do to steal a buck from us. And that's, I think, you know, when it goes back to scammers or not having legitimate breeders in any breed, that's when you're going to see the biggest variations. Like, you'll see one picture and it looks nothing like what the Klee Kai should look like. And then you'll see, you know, what a Pomsky should look like, but then you see another picture of people advertising and it doesn't even look like anything. And I'm sure as these lovely ladies are probably thinking the same thing, their heads are shaking and they're like, no, 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 like stop trying to destroy us. But yeah, they'll go at any lengths.
Kim said that there were 2 other members before I saw.
Awesome.
Lori.
Yay! I love it.
Yeah. Okay, and then everybody's talking about the octopus, so we're good.
Okay, awesome. All right, so my next question was color, coat color, because obviously the Alaskan Klee Kai, we have very strict requirements for coat color. When Linda created the breed, she had a vision, and this was what her vision was. She wanted to see these colors. She didn't want to see, piebald, which is spotted where you have white patches. She didn't want to see anything other than gray and whites, variations, of course, in gray and whites, black and whites, red and whites. Her biggest thing was having markings and a mask, because the minute we step away from these markings and masks, we're going to lose it. So if we start breeding whites to whites, we're going to lose that mask. And of course, part of the reason that the whites are not recognized and they don't get UKC numbers is because Linda's worried that the Eskimo is going to come out and take over, and she doesn't want this breed to be known as Eskimo. She wants them to be known as Alaskan Klee Kai. So we had very strict guidelines to follow for our colors, and so I saw so many pictures, and they could be any color, any patterns, and so I wasn't sure if that was normal, if that was okay. And so their answer was, I said, well, this was my question. Coat colors seem to be any and all patterns, markings, etc. Is there specific coloring markings that breeders are striving for? And so she said, yes, it's covered in the breed standards. So when we went to the breed standards and looked through it and saw what they had put about color, hold on. They said a Pomsky, as Pomskies are a mix of both Siberian Husky and Pomeranian breeds, all color combinations are acceptable at this time. As the goal of Pomskies is to create a miniature version of the Siberian Husky, Husky masks are highly desirable. However, markings should not be the most important judgment when choosing your breed stock. Body structure, health, and temperament are first priority. And you know what? I have to say, props to them for putting that in there, because as a Klee Kai breeder myself and being involved for years and seeing that you can have an amazing structured dog, well-tempered, have the dream dog, right? Have everything that you're looking for, the nice headpiece, the ears set, the tail set, it moves like a dream. But if it's the wrong color or if its markings are off, then we are supposed to just instantly put it in a pet home. And as a new breed, and they're trying to develop this breed, it is important for them to not throw out everything just because it doesn't have the right color or the right pattern. And so I say good job to them on that. And that might be why we're seeing so many different variations in the Pomsky. And some of it might be that they like it. Like they might like some of those colors. In fact, Alexis, can you put on those a couple of pictures? So they sent us some pictures of some Pomskies, and so I want to show you. I did ask them, can you send me a few pictures, or I just asked if they wanted to send me some pictures so that you guys can see from some of their breeders and what we see. So if you see those two pictures, you see one that looks very Samoyed look, I guess. I don't even know what that. No, it's not even. It's that it looks Keeshond, not Samoyed. So the white one actually looks Esky, more Esky to me because of the longer fur. So our American Eskimo is going to have that longer, fluffy coat that just kind of drapes. But a Keeshond looks very similar to the one that has the blacks and tans, cream colored, and Keeshonds also have longer coats. So I thought those were interesting. And then the others. So that one looks, I don't know all my dog breeds, so I'm not sure what they would call that, but very different from any husky or Klee Kai. And so here she said colors also include blue, lavender, chocolate, red, gray wolf, agouti, cream sable, etc. So any color, all colors. Yeah, that's the colors. Ours.
One more picture.
Oh, thank you. And so look at the one from Platinum Pomskies looks the most like a Klee Kai out of all of those pictures, right? I would say. I'm sure you guys would all agree, but that looks the most like a Klee Kai. None of the others look like a Klee Kai. So very, very different. Okay. For us, our breed has to have markings. It cannot be lacking contrasting color. So we have to have markings, and we have to be symmetrical. So that means what you see on one side, you need to see on the other side, and that goes even down. So if the markings on one side of the leg go up to here, and the markings on the other side go down to here, then our markings are off, and that dog is pet quality. Yes?
Rachel from Golden State Pomskies is on now.
I love it. Welcome, Rachel.
She said she couldn't comment from her phone, so she had to switch, and she said thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. I love to just share information, and for me, it's super important to be able to give people facts. Like you can read anything, and if you search hard enough, you'll find what you want to find. But you can just read anything on the internet, and I feel like it's super important to educate our community and anyone who's interested in either breed, because there are differences, and we're going to get into some temperament things and stuff in here quickly if I keep moving along. Real quick while you're looking, how many thumbs ups do we have?
59.
And how many viewers? Oh, I could see this.
97.
I could see this. I forgot I could see this. Okay, so if all of you guys that are new on here can do me a favor, we love to see engagement from all of you guys and communicating and talking and answering questions, but we also want to see that you're enjoying the video and the content that we produce. And so do me a favor and hit that thumbs up so that YouTube knows that what we are creating is stuff you guys like. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please take a second and subscribe. You hit that little red subscribe button, and if you hit the bell, then you will get notified when we go live or when we post new video content.
Emily said that they look like Australian Shepherd also.
Yeah, some of them do. Agreed. Okay, did you have questions, or are we good?
Nope, you're good.
Okay, awesome. All right, moving on. All right, so my next question was about their typical temperament. So I asked if she could describe their typical temperament, and she said they're active, friendly, very family-oriented, they're loyal, they're playful, their quirky antics of their husky counterparts is what makes them the primary choice for many owners. And so when I read that, and what I saw online with pictures and videos, a lot of that reminds me of the Klee Kai. I feel like just so much was the same. And so I was like, man, sometimes I think, I wonder if we have something else in our breed, because remember, we have Alaskan Husky, and Alaskan Husky is a mix of anything and everything, and we just don't know from generations back really what was in those Alaskan Huskies, but a lot of stuff seems pretty similar. And let's see. And then I asked if they can describe the challenges that owners face with this breed. You know, every breed we have challenges. And we can't ever satisfy every owner. You know, some people just make quick decisions and they don't think about things, and maybe they made the wrong decision. Not every breed is for everybody, but I did ask what is, some challenges, and she said excessive chewing and digging. But we find that this occurs when the Pomsky is not receiving enough activity or stimulation. Guys, isn't that like exactly what I talk about? Like, this breed is so similar. This breed, they get bored easily. They will have issues because they are not tired, they are not exercised, they are not stimulated. And so no matter what the breed is, it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It could be a Chihuahua. They still need to be stimulated and exercised, or else they're going to get into trouble. A tired dog is a good dog. That's what I say. So that was quite interesting. And then she went on to say, owners will compare this dog to their beloved lab or other breed. They are smart and active and thus can get themselves into trouble if owners are not educated well enough or inexperienced. So same thing, you know, that I tell you guys. So a lot of that isn't breed specific. It is dog specific. It's owner specific. Doesn't matter what breed it is. You have to still follow the general concept of training, educating, socializing, exercising, stimulating. Are we good, Lex?
I think so.
Okay, awesome. I love it when all the puppies are asleep. I can talk. Usually it is not that quiet in here, is it? Remember, guys, we're giving away a few things here in a little bit, so you guys need to make sure you're engaged and ask your questions. And so Alexis knows who she's going to pick. Okay, the next question I asked her was, I've heard that Pomskies are prone to dental problems. Now, I read that on several websites and videos that I watched. And so I asked, is that accurate? Can you share what other health concerns the breed has? Every breed has health concerns. We have health concerns. Every new breed, every old breed. So, of course, there's going to be stuff that's going to pop up. And that's why it's super important to keep track of all of that stuff and weed it out. If you don't weed it out, then you're just asking for trouble generations and generations to come. And so this was what she said. In a recent survey conducted by the American Pomsky Kennel Club, dental issues were reported once as excessive plaque. So this was something that was very important and very common. Not that part, but this next part. Luxating patellas was found to be the most common. The Alaskan Klee Kai, same thing. So the most commonly seen issue we have health-wise is going to be patella luxation, and that is because it's a small breed. Just like large dogs will have hip dysplasia, smaller dogs seem to have patella luxation. But she went on to say that primarily it seems to be connected to obese dogs, which I found quite interesting because I don't see a lot of the Alaskan Klee Kai that are overweight producing or having patella luxation. So that's what they're attributing it to. And she said 2% of the people, and I don't know how many people, if you girls are on here still, I don't know how many people were surveyed to get these numbers, but she said 2% report allergies, 2.7% report separation anxiety, 4.5% on tear stains, 6% on varying grade levels of luxating patella. So luxating patellas is the back knee, the knee socket will be loose and pop out, and it'll be when the dog is usually walking or running, and you're going to see them kick their leg out to the side. And the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to pop it back into socket. So it's loose.
Kim responded. She said, we hope that because of DNA testing is readily available early on our development, that will help curb genetic issues before we close our books.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, they're doing all the right things. They're doing all the right things, which makes me happy to see that it's not just random and all of these people are just jumping on the bandwagon to produce Pomskies because that's a popular thing, and then tons and tons of them end up, in shelters everywhere. So I'm happy to see all of this stuff. But remember, this is just one kennel club that is doing all of the right things. There's still tons of people out there breeding Pomskies, just like in any breed, that shouldn't be breeding. And so they don't have the health and temperament as their first number one priority, unfortunately.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
This one's off topic, but Tracy said that water bottle you're drinking, can you get one of those customized if you have your own Klee Kai?
So I got this as a gift from one of my puppy owners, and it's a Yeti. And so, yes, I'm assuming you can because they did. And then they put on the back, Love Jet and the J family. And they sent me this. I drink so much water every live stream. I had my pink, because pink's my favorite color, my pink hydro. And one day I got that in the mail. So, yes, I'm sure you can.
Oh, this is a good question. Lauren said to the Pomsky breeders, have you seen factor 7 in your breed at all?
Yeah, that is a good question. I don't even know if they know. I'm assuming they do know what it is because they seem pretty educated.
I don't think she saw this question, but Kim said there are a lot that are. It's challenging to get breeders to do the right thing, but we are really trying. That was to whenever you said.
Yeah, and I feel for them because I mean we're in the same boat, guys, and the same thing applies to us too. You know, not everybody's on the same page. Not everybody's in it for the right reasons. Not everyone is as dedicated as they should be. And so, unfortunately, you can try your best. We, as Klee Kai owners and breeders, I will say we have done a pretty good job of controlling our breed. We don't just sell to anybody and everybody. And because we are already a recognized breed, we're at a different place than the Pomskies are. They're not a recognized breed yet, so they don't. Breeders don't have to worry about papers because there are none. So anybody can do what they're doing and just start selling them for the price that these Pomskies go for. Which, by the way, they're going for the same price as the Klee Kai, sometimes even more, depending on what website you get onto. And so they don't have the control yet because they did make it to the public a lot faster than the Klee Kai did. And so you're going to get that a lot quicker. With the Klee Kai, at least, they're not going to get papers if they're trying to do something on their own or they are sold a pet with pet quality papers and contracts and try to breed it and have papers. Don't get me wrong, they still do it. But it's at least a lot tighter.
I have one more question, and then a statement, and then something else. I've seen some Klee Kai with long coat. Most are with short coats. I definitely prefer the short coat. Are these long coats? Are the long-coated Klee Kai not purebred? Sorry, stumbled on some of that.
Not necessarily. I will say that I personally am not a fan of the long-haired Klee Kai. That's just my personal preference. There are breeders out there, even legitimate breeders, that are on the list and they still like those coats and they still breed them and they still get them and people love them. And so, of course, they can do what they want as long as it's within standards. If it obscures the outline of the dog, then it does not fit our breed standards and they shouldn't be bred and they should be in pet homes. Some breeders have weeded it out. I weeded that out because that's not what I was looking for. That's not what Linda Sperlin's looking for. So I want to be as close to that as I can. But again, every breeder has their own opinion and own likes. You know, some of us like blue-eyed dogs because we're brown-eyed. It's okay. But it just needs to be within the breed standards. Whether or not they are legitimate pure Klee Kai, I mean, only who knows? It depends on who it is. If they're a legitimate breeder listed on UKC or on ACAOA, if you can Google and they have a legitimate Facebook and website and everything is the same name and everything connects, it probably is, but there's no guarantee unless they've been around for a while. And you could tell the ones that have been around a while, you know, they have a following on social media. You can see all of their reviews. So that's another thing. Like if you guys are looking into a breed, make sure that you can see reviews. And remember, no matter what it is, whether it's something you buy on Amazon or whether it's a dog, we can't satisfy everybody, right? So if there's one bad review, one bad person, two bad people out of 100, then obviously you can feel pretty confident that they are a breeder that's, for one, is legitimate, for two, that you can feel comfortable with. So just keep that in mind. Like if they don't have anything, then you need to stay away from them.
You kind of rambled on that one.
I know, sorry.
Kim replied to the Factor 7.
Oh,
she
good.
said, we do not have any Factor 7 cases to our knowledge. Our genetic concerns are primarily DM, CMDR, and a couple VMD1. I'm not sure what any of those mean. And low. Yeah, you can read it.
Yeah, and
this
low
one here,
ALTs. So that's one of the major reasons why DNA is so important. Okay, that's good. Good question. Good answer. Thank you.
And then I have 2 more questions, but before I do that, it's 7:05. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to get your final everything in.
So 5 minutes, guys, and Alexis is going to pick the winners for our mask and for our hoodie. If you're just hopping on, we're going to be mailing somebody a hoodie, and I don't know where I put my mask. Oh, here it is. And the new masks. We still have all of our other masks, but we found these gaiters, and now that it's getting cold, I'm not going to put this on because I made this one for an order. But these go on over your head like a scarf and over your nose and even your ears if you guys are cold. So we made these and they're pretty comfortable and you can breathe and they are washable. So we're going to give those away in 5 minutes.
Okay. Liz said, can you do a video of Klee Kai versus Mini Aussie? I know they're very difficult, but I feel a lot of people debate between the two.
Huh. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I got to get through these holidays. But that's a good topic. We'll put it on the list.
Tanya said, how long did it take to make the Klee Kai breed?
So Linda Berlin started this in the 70s, late 70s, and they became a recognized breed in 1997. So she worked on this for 20 years before they became recognized. Now, she did give...
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you, Natasha. She did give them to... or sell, I should say. Eileen Gregory in Colorado got Klee Kai before they were recognized breed. Eileen and her daughter Chris were involved with Linda to actually get the breed recognized with ARBA and then later with UKC. So 20 years of hard work on their part before they became recognized, and then the whirlwind happened.
Do you know if they've ever been trained as service/emotional support for babies?
Yeah, in fact, that is on here. I did see that she put that on here, that she does know of a few, but we're going to get to that here in a second.
And then, is there any way I can get a Klee Kai sooner than 18 months?
Not for me. Well, you can't get one even in 18 months for me. Our waiting list is closed. So, no. Unfortunately. Every breeder is different. Every breeder has their own lists and so on and so forth. Ours went crazy the last few months right after the pandemic, and we had to shut it down because it was just crazy.
Oh, Sandy. She said, I will definitely buy one of those gaiters to go with my Klee Kai wardrobe.
Yeah, and you could do all red. You could do all red, Sandy. By the way, all of you guys, oh my God, I don't know if Sandy told you, but Sandy has been awarded Rusty. Is that amazing? Like this woman
she told
is,
everybody.
Oh, of course. I should have known that.
Liz has a super chat with a question.
Okay, go ahead.
How are the 5 babies doing, and can you tell eye color yet?
The 5 babies are doing good. I can tell eye color on a few, but the tiny ones, they still have that film on their eye. So you know me, I don't say anything on eye color for sure until they're about 4 weeks old. So, but they are doing good. They are all thriving. They're all gaining weight. They are starting to move around and be active and vocal, but yes, they are doing good. Do we have anything else?
TLC Pomskies.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. There's too many people. She said to Cactus, we have several of our Pomskies gone on training for emotional support dogs.
Yeah.
I have one that is a service dog training right now and stops his owner's seizures.
That's awesome. Aggie, stop. Okay.
How many babies did Sassy have?
I'm not saying. I need to, first I have to get through and make sure she's done and make sure everything's good before I announce that. But just know that we had puppies starting at 2 o'clock. All right. Who was that was asking?
Oh, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. We're almost out of time, guys. We're going to be giving away those things. Can I get through?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let me get through a few more. So back to the health thing. She did say it's an open survey, and they're continuing to request breeders and owners to provide data on the health because it's obviously extremely important. So they'll continue to update that. So my next was how are Pomskies with kids. She had already mentioned that they are great, that she said amazing. This is a consistent quality throughout the breed, which I thought was amazing to hear. Pomskies and children are meant to be. This is another very similar thing. Temperament makes good playmates. They are sensitive to emotions and smaller than the traditional Siberian Husky, which makes them less likely to hurt a child by knocking them over.
Really quick.
Yes?
Sandy said, Desiree and Alexis, you guys are so wonderful. I'm honored to be getting my son from you guys. Thank you. We love you, Sandy. And thank you for the super chat.
Yes, thank you, Sandy. Sandy, you are awesome. We love you too. And I'm so happy that you are getting him because you deserve him. You've been waiting a while and you only wanted a red. And you want a crazy redhead, you got one. Although you can't tell now. He's sleeping, but he's wild. You saw the video. All right. Are we good? Can I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. Are Pomskies known to have separation anxiety? So we talked a little bit about that. She said it's apparent in a small percentage of the breed. Breeders who practice early neurological stimulation are less likely to have puppies that experience anxiety. Also, this was super important. Also, this can be attributed back to the owners who do not provide enough mental stimulation for their puppies and too much crate time. Pomskies are pack animals, and separation anxiety can be avoided by having more than one dog in the house in times when the owners are not there. So I thought that answer was perfect and on cue for what I always preach to you guys because, yeah, a lot of people are going to say, oh, the Klee Kai have separation anxiety. No, the owners don't know what they're doing. The owners don't know how to train a dog. The owners don't know how to work with the dog and prevent separation anxiety. The owners don't know how to be the master. They want to treat them like a kid and carry them all over the place and never give them alone time. So that is why. I'm glad they agree with me.
I have 3 questions.
Okay. And then you gotta give your winners something.
And then I'm doing my winners. Really quick though, Sandy said, my mom saw the video and said, is the crazy one yours? He's perfect for me.
Oh, that's good. You got your work cut out for you.
This one's more of a statement. How do we get so lucky to get Pixie, aka Slushy, this Spaz? Thank you so much, you're the best.
You're welcome.
And then Catherine said, are there any Klee Kai available and how much do they cost?
There are not Klee Kai available from us, and I don't think there are Klee Kai available from any breeders, but you would have to reach out to them because we don't share our puppy information on what's available or not available. I will say most breeders are not going to have puppies available because so many people were trying to get a puppy during this pandemic. Every breeder's pricing is different, and so you would have to reach out to each breeder individually. Our waiting list is closed. We are not accepting applications. We do have an interest list on our website that you can complete. If we do open it back up, you'll be notified then. But
Joanna said, I have a 4-month-old boy, and I want another. How old should my boy be before I get another, and what should I get, a boy or girl?
I'm assuming you have a Klee Kai. I don't know if it's a Klee Kai or Pomsky.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you already have one, and it's a boy. She said a boy.
Yeah.
It really depends on the temperament of the boy, of course, and I'm assuming you're neutering, because if you get one relatively young and your puppy is not super dominant and he's well behaved and social, you won't have a problem either way. Like you can go boy or girl. However, if he's more dominant or not social or seems to be maybe aggressive with male dogs, then of course you're going to want to stick with the girl just to prevent any possible problems. But usually puppy owners can have 2 boys, 2 girls, a boy and a girl, and they're fine. They're usually always fine. As far as when, I mean, that really just depends on where you're at in the process with your puppy now. Like how trained is he? How well behaved is he? All of that stuff. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're gone a lot and the puppy's home a lot, and you're needing somebody to comfort, 2 is always better than 1. Like the Pomsky people say, they are pack animals. They do well with another companion as another pet whenever you aren't home. So if your dog is already worked on training and you can trust them and that type of thing and you're ready for the challenge, then move on up. Get another one.
Dana sent a super chat, so we gotta skip to her really quick.
Okay.
My boyfriend gets pretty bad panic attacks and has bad anxiety. I was wondering if this breed is good service dogs with anxiety.
I mean, for sure, this breed is great when it comes to anybody who has any type of anxiety or mental disorders, because they're such a loving companion. Like they just want to please you. They just want to be with you. So if they need that emotional support, the Klee Kai is going to give it to them. Also, the Klee Kais want to please, like they want to please you. So yes, for sure they can be. Of course, you just need to make sure that you either know how to train or you work with the trainer to make sure that the dog is actually supplying what your husband needs. But definitely they can be. And from the looks of it, so can the Pomsky.
Okay. Our 2 winners. The hoodie is going to Natasha.
Natasha's getting the hoodie.
And the gator is going to Cindy Smith.
Yay! All right, congratulations, Cindy and Natasha. We'll get those out to you guys. I'll be honest, it'll probably be Monday. This weekend is Halloween. We just had new puppies. And Sunday is November 1st, which means my house turns into Christmas. So I have to work on Christmas decorating. But we'll get them out to you next week. All right.
All right.
We're good. I'm going to keep going. I'm almost done, I promise, guys. I'm close. I'm close. So I asked why they feel that Pomskies are great dogs. They said that they provide a great balance. They're active without being hyper. They're compact but not fragile size. They're great with other dogs. They're friendly even to strangers. Very few have exhibited skittish or aggressive behaviors that can be common in other small breeds. So I thought that was all great information. The Klee Kais, a lot of it's very similar. There's a lot of great balance. They're very active.
Thank you, Dana.
The hyperness, I mean, for sure the hyperness will calm down when they get a little older. They can be spazzy, but it's for 10-15 minutes when they're left home alone or when they're needing exercise and they're excited. So with regards to the Klee Kai, I wouldn't say they're just this super crazy hyper dog. But they are active for sure. And then the great with other dogs and friendly, I think a lot of that is very similar, but that also depends on the breeder and where you get your dog from, because early socializing is super, super important. And you're going to read a lot of different things on the internet, just like with the Pomskies, you can read a lot of different things. So you can read, same with the Klee Kai, that they are shy, they're reserved with strangers, they are not good with kids, blah, blah, blah. You guys see how they are with our kids. You see our videos. So much depends on how they are raised their first 8 weeks. It's super important. And same for the Pomskies. So if there's breeders out there who are not doing the right part, then you're not going to get what the Klee Kai Association is striving for. I asked if they were stubborn. Bless you.
Thank you.
And the reason I asked this because we all know Klee Kai are stubborn, right? They're super stubborn. And she said, yes, they can be. Consistency, patience, and a set routine is helpful to combat this behavior. hello. What do we tell you guys all of the time? Same, same, same. So another thing that was very similar. Are they eager to please their owners was my next question. She said yes, they're highly intelligent and eager to complete tasks. Most are very food motivated as well. Most of ours are too. Just like the working Siberian Husky, Pomskies also enjoy having a job. Sometimes that job is napping on the couch. If they are with you, then they are happy to do anything. Does that sound like a Klee Kai? That sounds just like a Klee Kai to me. Very similar. I asked how their prey drive was. Klee Kai have pretty high prey drive. Our dogs hunt lizards all day, every day. You see Nala. Bugs, lizards, birds, whatever they can get their hands on. Nala, whopping 11 pounds. What did she do? She caught a gopher. Like, no, a gopher. In the hole, a gopher. I got it on film. It's on our Instagram. Go check her out. It was pretty disgusting. But she caught him. She did us a favor, though, so I can't complain. So their prey drive. She says prey drive does vary and depends a lot on socializing and proper introduction from the owners. And she does have Pomskies that live in harmony with bunnies, chickens, goats, reptiles. And I think the same does apply for the Klee Kai. Like if they're raised in that environment and they're used to it, they're not going to hurt their family members. But anything outside of these four walls is open game for them. So a little bit of a difference there, I think, but probably pretty common. And then, are we good, Alexis?
Yeah.
Okay. I asked how they get along with other animals. She said Pomskies are extremely social. They thrive in a multiple dog home. Cats, like any dog, she recommends introducing a cat at an early age. When properly introduced, Pomskies do wonderful with cats. So same for the Klee Kai. Klee Kai do fine. So many of them live with cats, and they're perfect. So then I asked her if somebody was looking to get a Pomsky, where do we direct them? She said that there's a variety of Pomsky breeders, to please have them reach out to the American Pomsky Kennel Club for guidance. So if you guys are on here and that's what you're actually looking for, my recommendation would be to please visit the Kennel Club. Hey, can you cover Egg for me? Because her babies are over here.
She's in the pen. I can't cover her.
Oh, can you put her in the crate?
She knows what time it is. It's time for her puppies to come.
She says hello. Just put her in the crate right there under my window, please. Maybe she'll quiet. Aggie's got a very vocal voice.
Very set routine.
She does know her routine, and she doesn't like it when we stray away from it. So again, go to the American Pomsky Kennel Club for guidance if you are looking for this breed. Please don't just buy a Pomsky from a pet store or from a random place on Facebook or whatever weird ads that you find. If it's a cheap price, it's too good to be true. Same with the Klee Kai, guys. Make sure you do your due diligence, right? Your research, ask questions. Don't just ask to see one specific picture because they steal pictures. So if you don't get a good vibe, stay away. Make sure that their email address matches with their name, matches with their website, matches with their phone number, that everything isn't done by a text message, and that they're not asking to send money by Western Union. That is a huge red flag, okay? I asked if this is my last question, okay? I asked if there was anywhere they should stay away from. And I know this could be kind of touchy topic because obviously there's probably black sheep in every breed. She said, yes, of course, unfortunately, Pomskies are popular with puppy mills and with terrible breeders. Potential buyers should do their due diligence and only look for breeders that have been recommended by the American Pomsky Kennel Club. So I echo that. I think that it's super important that we don't support puppy mills and we don't support pet stores, that we don't support scammers, and that we do our part before purchasing any dog, okay? And I did go through like the whole breed standards and compared a lot. There was a lot of similar things. There was some differences for sure as far as the breed standards, but I won't go into all of that crazy detail with you guys because it might be boring to all of you guys. But that was my comparison for the Alaskan Klee Kai and the Pomsky. I thank you guys again from American Pomsky Kennel Club, and thank you guys for joining us on here because it really just helped us if we needed other questions answered. And of course, we like the support. So thank you guys, especially for taking the time to go through my questions and answer them. We are going to switch gears because all of you guys that are on here every week, you guys know what time it is. You guys want to see puppies, puppies, puppies. And so we are going to switch gears. But before we do that, I have another item that I want to share with you guys. One of our puppy owners sent us this, and I actually love it, and so I have to share it with you guys. So this is for bully sticks, and maybe some of you guys who already have a dog know. I gotta get all these toys out of the way. So this, let's see if it'll focus, is called Safety Chew. Okay, and this was the kit. So it came with this green little bully stick holder, and I left this the way it is because I wanted you guys to see. So the bully stick goes through, these ones have a hole. Do you see the hole? So it goes in the center. I'm not going to take this apart right now. And then the stick sticks out here, and we gave this to the dogs to see how it would hold up and if it worked, and voila, it worked wonders. So a lot of people worry about the bully sticks not, or actually not that it's not, bully sticks actually end up getting too small and the dogs will choke on them. And so I want to thank Rachel and her husband and the kids for sending this to us because we love it. And it is just called safetychew.com, I believe. And I did not put the link in there because I ran out of time delivering babies. But if you guys are worried, if you want to feed bully sticks and you don't have the time to always be standing right next to them, then I recommend getting that for sure.
TLC Pomskies said, thank you very much for having us. This was great.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Lex, are we good on all of that? Can I switch gears, or do you have any questions before I grab other babies?
I completely lost where all of like the real questions are, because all of these questions up here is like something that you had explained. So it was like right before you had answered them.
Okay.
So we're just gonna start over.
Alexis is saying we're starting over. So if you guys asked a question and it did not get answered, please do me a favor and type it in again with the 3 question marks because there was so much
Wyatt.
coming in. Hi, Wyatt. We have family on here. That's awesome. So do me a favor and ask those questions. I am going to grab, you want to grab a couple of Sky's babies for me? Yeah. She's right here behind Alexis, honey. Or maybe Kiara's first, real fast, because there's just one. All right, so Kiara's, let me turn this light on. Kiara has one little boy, remember? So we're gonna show him off real fast. I'm really thirsty today. It's almost time to order dinner. Last week, by the way, guys, we got to close out early and we got to eat dinner before 8 o'clock. That was amazing. That felt good.
Felt weird.
It did feel weird.
Okay, I have some questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Are these better than normal huskies, or are they more recommended than a normal husky?
Are these better than normal huskies, or are these more recommended than a... I wouldn't say they're better or worse. They're different. So a husky is like 40 to 65 pounds and 18, 19, 20 inches tall. A Klee Kai is much, much smaller than that. And yeah, there's some similarities, but there's also a lot of differences.
Did you want to show him really quick?
Yeah. All right. This this is Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone, baby. Thank you for looking right at the camera, too. I appreciate that so much.
Do you have your light on?
Yeah.
I can't see his eye color.
That's because they're dark.
Yeah.
If they weren't dark, you would be able to see it. Now, he does have some blue tint to it, but they're going to turn. They're brown. Maybe Party, but he's brown. I think he's brown. Let's see. Yep. Huh. You're brown.
He looks so funny on the
He's
camera.
so big. Look at his big old baby. He's like, what? Oh, wait. Oh, you want to show your paw? I like it when it focuses. It's not going to because your face is there. But look it. He just lets me do anything to him. That's the fun part. All right. Okay. So that's Mr. Stone. One baby. A porker at that.
Next question.
Sure.
If you have an idea off the top of your head, on average, how often do you feel your dog's birth all white Klee Kai?
Oh, we did this. We did this numbers before. 2 to 5%. 2 to 5%. Every year is a little different because obviously we can't really always predict Mother Nature. But we went back a few years and did some analysis, and it was anywhere from 2 to 5%. It's not very much. And that's pretty intentional on our part because the white ones are, you can give me a couple of skies, honey. The white ones are not to breed standards, and so as a breeder, the goal is to produce dogs that fit the breed standards, and the whites do not. So if I'm breeding to get something very specific, or if I got an amazing, like Simba for instance, if I got an amazing puppy from a pairing and I know that I could potentially still get whites, I will still do it even though I know I could get whites with the hope that I'm going to get what I'm looking for. But it's not very often.
We got an order for a hoodie.
Okay.
So that's fun.
Oh, and by the way, guys, remember we can customize the hoodies, the puppy ones. We just sent Liz her custom hoodie with Astro from the Jetsons. It came out super cute. Oh my god, it came out cute. I'm just cleaning up some pee over here, so don't mind me. All right, next.
I have a cat and was wondering if the Klee Kai did well with them considering their prey drive.
Yeah, for sure. They do, especially if, you get them at 8 weeks, then they're going to be fine. If you try to introduce an adult, it might not be the same. But usually even our adults will adapt to a cat. Not all of them, though.
We've retired dogs that have gone to deal with cats.
Yeah, we have. This is both boys? Yeah. All right. Now the fun. So Sky's puppies, they're still super tiny. Super, super tiny. But they're not that tiny.
Oh, hey, Cole was on too.
Aw, happy birthday! We'll call you after. My sister-in-law's on and it's her birthday. My sister-in-law turned 30.
She's old.
She's an old lady and she's spending her birthday with us. Okay, let's see. Here, let's see if these guys will look. See? Do you see the difference in the eyes? Look at this 2-week-old in his eyes compared to Stone. What does that tell you? Right? And then this is my tiny. Remember my tiny light one? Who doesn't want to open his eyes? He's like, that light is bright. He says, no. Okay.
Tell them what you can, what you do with them.
Oh, I carry them in my pocket. This guy right here.
Oh, she's still on.
Hi.
Cole.
Hi, Cole. Yeah, my little tiny guy, he is pretty spoiled. He gets carried. You know my sweater, my hoodie? I put him in my pocket. In fact, he ate dinner with us. Hey, honey, can I give you these two? Yeah. He ate dinner with us in my pocket. And then he sits at my desk with me in my pocket, and he just sleeps in the pouch. And, yeah.
Thank you, Sue.
I don't know why. For some reason, he is, because he's pretty small, like he'll get pushed out, or I just always have to check his weight, him and his little brother. And so when I do, I always just put him in my pocket. We're getting more puppies. Those were both boys, by the way. And then, hey, is Gavin right there? Yeah. Is he helping Eric?
Yeah. Okay. Lindsay said, "Are we naming Sassy's puppies?"
No, we can't name them because we don't even know what we have. So when moms first give birth, like, you don't want to upset them too much. So depending on what mom it is, right? Like Sassy wasn't raised here. She wasn't born here. So I can't just overwhelm her and take her babies and pull them and check them right away. As long as I know that she's doing a good job and that she's not having any complications, I kind of have to let her be because I don't want to upset her. So no, we can't name them. We have to save something for next week.
They're already figuring out what letter of the alphabet they are.
Of course they are. Next is, what is next?
You.
Oh my. Wow. Maybe
Catherine said, "So Sassy's babies will be you."
I'm glad somebody knows. Okay. Remember we have one, oh my God, we have one girl. Really? You gonna stick your tongue out? So we have one little girl with her tongue out. Now, she has a lot of film on her eyes still. So remember some, their eyes open. Their eyes open really fast, and the film comes off really fast. I need to come down a little bit. The light is kind of bright. She's the screamer. She says, "This is not my mom." Okay. So this one's the girl. This is the boy. One girl with her tongue out. And then my last one is my tiny, tiny boy. My itty bitty. He's still the smallest. He still looks funny. I hate to be mean.
They called it a bleep. Her tongue out.
Yeah, a bleep. He is 1 pound, I think 3 ounces now. 1 pound, 3 ounces at 2 weeks old. He's so tiny. He will start to look a little better, I promise. Right now he kind of looks funny because he's so tiny and he just has a big old head. But he'll fix that. But that's my last one. But look at his eyes. You could see the color of his eyes pretty clearly. He says, "Man, that's bright." I know, buddy. I'm sorry. Here. But he's my smallest. Turn your head. He says, "No, I'm not looking." And their ears are starting to open. Remember, babies are born with their eyes and their ears closed. So now they can start to hear. They're starting to growl and talk and scoot a lot more. We're going to give him back. Where's Mama? All right, that's the babies.
Catherine said that you crack her up.
Why?
I don't know.
Because I said he kind of looks funny right now?
Probably.
He does, I'll just be honest. You guys know I don't know how to not be brutally honest sometimes.
They all loved him.
I'm sure they did. But as a breeder, it's like, ugh, you look funny. He'll fix it though. He's just really small, really small.
I have a question. I don't know if there's multiple, but I know that there's one at least.
Okay.
Breeders like yourselves name puppies and do some light training with them. Do their forever home owners stick with those names or give them new ones, and how well do they respond to the new names?
Yeah, so we name them for record keeping, but we don't keep those names. In fact, we don't call them by those names because I'll be honest with you, When I'm in here, I'm like, wait, Alexis, what did we name that puppy again? But we have to give them a name. So some owners, I will tell you, they like the name. Can you put it on this phone?
Oh, I picked the wrong one, but you can still see them.
No, put the other one though. The other one is better because it's really.
Oh, there you go.
I'll keep talking, but you guys can see. So some people do like the name that they end up getting chosen for that puppy, and they keep it. But they don't know that name, so they will respond to whatever name you decide to pick. Okay.
When are you retiring Keanu?
I have a lot of people asking me that. So Keanu should be retired. You guys are silly. I am holding out because I need to make sure that Taz keeps his testicles. So Taz is his retirement. I haven't bred Keanu since then. He should have been neutered already. But I've started to get worried because one of his testicles, I could feel it sometimes and not all the time. So I haven't decided yet what I'm doing because I'm waiting on Taz. I have to make sure he's not pet quality. All right, you go flip it back to me.
Okay.
Hi, babies.
Lindsay asked which one is which tea name.
Which one is which tea name?
Yeah, when you were showing the puppies.
Oh! Honestly, if I didn't have the folders, we wouldn't know. We do know that the tiny little dark one, that the last one was Twister.
Thor. No, Thor.
Oh, Thor. You're right, Thor. We kind of laughed because we named them without really paying attention on the folder of which one was which. Hi, babies. And then we just was like, oh my god, the littlest one's name is Thor.
And the girl is Tempest.
Oh. Yeah, but other than that, without me looking at each puppy and the folder at the same time, I don't know. I only try to retain things that I have to retain. Are we good?
Diana said, if we're saving the litter announcement for next week, can we find out at least how many puppies were born today?
All right. If you guys want to put it on the phone for a second and let me walk away to go check on them, I'll see if I could tell you. But you got to promise that you're going to stay on here. How many people are on right now?
93.
When will I know about Taz's testicles? 93?
Yeah.
Let me answer her real fast. I just happened to see it, Catherine. So usually by the time they're... Okay, the general rule is by 4 months old, if they're not coming down by 4 months old, they're not coming down. As a breeder, we hope to see them sooner than that, but whenever we send them to a pet home and they're going to get them neutered, we will say usually by 4 months old, if they're not down, they're not going to come down because there's a ring that's up inside that's going to close off, and I won't get into all the details, but if that closes when it's up, then it's never coming down. So I felt both of them this morning. I felt both of them yesterday. However, last week I couldn't find one on the right. So I just need to make sure that every day consistently for the next couple of weeks I fill it both, and then we'll go from there. But Lex, do you want to put them on them? Put them on the puppies?
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, we have go, yes, okay, I promise, yes, okay, I promise,
Okay.
promise.
Okay, everybody better stay. Then you guys watch Puppies, and Alexis, you run the show.
Okay.
You got to talk to these people. Tell them who the puppies are. I don't know.
That's Rusty.
You know Rusty and Rolex.
And Sandy's little Rusty. The white one back there is Rolex. And that one is Quartz. And that one's Quigley. And the other gray and white is, shoot, what's her name? Quinn. That's right. Yep. That's all 5. There's Quigley.
Drum roll.
Huh?
Drum roll.
Yeah, drum roll. Drum roll.
Yes, they are all sold.
Yeah,
We have a waiting list.
we do have a pretty long waiting list, and our waiting list is closed. Closed, huh? It's closed.
Ready to go back?
Yeah. All right. We got babies. So the same amount of babies is there that was there when I started the live. I was pretty sure she was done when I felt her before I came in, but I was like, I better just double check. Plus, we had one. Rolex, are you giving me a bath? Thank you. I got puppy poop I gotta clean up, which means you guys have to wait a second. Haha. But we did think she was done, and I had one puppy that was the last one born, which gives you a hint there's more than one. And there's another hint, he's a boy. He was kind of struggling to breathe, and so he does the little gaspy stuff, was kind of struggling there. And a lot of times there's fluid from the birth canal and the sac and all of that that gets up in their lungs and doesn't get all the way out. And so I had to syringe him and kind of keep an eye on him.
Before you say everybody's guessing.
All right, we'll look at it whenever I get done here. And so he is nursing right now, which is awesome. That's a good sign, because if he was struggling, here, honey, can I give you this? If he was struggling to breathe and had congestion in his nasal passage, he wouldn't be able to nurse. Unless he kept opening his mouth, he would still struggle. But he was nursing. And so that's a good thing. So, of course, it's always touch and go with newborn puppies, right? The first 24, 48 hours are super, super critical. They have to stay warm, and they have to nurse, and mom has to have milk. We already know all of that about milk, right? But right now, let's hear it. How many people?
We have 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3.
That's because you guys all know my average is 3. Yes.
And some said 4.
I wish 4, but no, 3. So she has 3. Sass is red. Simba is gray.
Yeah.
You silly girl. All 3 puppies are gray. So we have 3 grays, 2 boys, 1 girl. 2 boys, 1 girl. That's what we got. We won't name them until next week. Let's just not jinx anything. Let's just make sure everybody's good, and we'll name them next week. But you guys already come up with your names. I already know it.
Oh, this is a cute way to do it. TLC Pomskies says that 50% keep the name and versus change the name. It's always fun. She does them based on movies.
Oh.
So she did like the Outlaws, Bonnie and Clyde, the X-Files, and
yeah.
then, the Goonies.
That's cool. We do it in alphabetical order because for me to keep my files in order and to know what letters go in what place, I do it alphabetically. So that helps me be organized, kind of.
Oh, Rachel, one of the Pomsky breeders, said most reputable Pomsky breeders will also have wait lists right now.
Yeah, good. Thank you for answering that. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I think any breed at this point is got a wait list.
Catherine said color.
Oh, gray. They're all gray.
Any light grays?
You guys are crazy. You crazy Klee Kai people. Yeah, there's the light gray. There's one light gray. I thought it was red. when she or he, I want to say it's a girl. When I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. But I thought it was a red because she was super light and still had blood and stuff on her. And I didn't want to mess with her too much. But then after she dried up a little bit, I was able to move and clean the bedding, and it's like gray. So they could have had reds, but they had 3 grays. 1 lighter, 2 a little darker. I don't know much more because they were still kind of wet. Hey, be nice to each other. But remember, guys, they're brand new, so anything can change.
Liz said, Catherine, maybe one will be yours, and Catherine said, fingers crossed.
Yes, fingers crossed. What other questions? Do we have more questions?
Nope, we're good.
We finished. I'm so happy because we had a lot of stuff on the Pomsky thing, and I did kind of try to talk fast and not ramble on. I am definitely one to be known for rambling and getting off topic, but we did pretty good. Everybody stayed and listened and didn't ask too many questions and let me get through it, so that was awesome. And I appreciate the Pomsky Kennel Club being here to answer some questions, and you guys should do a live stream because people love it. People love it. People do love it.
For the Pomskies too, that would be great.
Yeah, especially if there's education because, there's just so much information out there that
and they're so new.
Is misinformation. Yeah. Even with the Klee Kai, I feel like it's still the same.
Yeah. Your ultimate favorite Klee Kai name for a boy and girl?
Oh, we're playing that game.
Yeah.
Well, of course, there's only one favorite girl name, and that's Kika. So Kika was my first Klee Kai, so that'll always be my favorite. But I will never name another Klee Kai her name. That's her name. And then boy? Josh, you gotta put me on a spot like that? I don't know if I have a favorite boy name. Let's see.
Mine's Keanu.
Yeah, Keanu is a good one, but
I'm partial too.
Yeah, she is partial. I don't have a favorite boy one. Yeah. No. Sorry. Chemo. My husband says chemo, so that's his pick. Alexis, my daughter, says Keanu because that's her boy. I mean, I love Simba's name, but it's not unique. It's just...
Yeah, that's part of the reason, too, that I love Keanu's name.
You don't really see dog names Keanu. You just don't see that often. So, just like you don't see Kika often. You're tired.
Kylie said she likes Rue's name.
Yeah, that was a good name. Brayden did good.
Liz said maybe one of the teapups will be mine. LOL.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
I missed it.
The puppy jumped from the little lip of the litter box. It just leaped across the toys. Hi. What time is it?
53.
Oh, we're doing awesome on timing.
Liz said, how's Nova?
Nova's good. We actually placed Nova locally. So Nova was being a pain in my butt. She was beating up all the puppies. So if I can't raise a Klee Kai in my own home and have my puppies with them, it's just not going to work for me because I can't separate everybody all the time. So yeah, she's local. She'll still be in our program and so on, but she can't live here.
The person that asked your favorite name.
Yeah.
They have a screen name, so I don't know their name. She or he said Kiana is a Hawaiian name gift from God. That's cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
And now we're good.
Yay! I know Sandy wants to see her brat, even though he's being a good boy right now. You're being a good boy. You're just tired, huh? You tired? You want to see your
Tanya
mommy?
said, wait, Nova isn't living with you anymore?
No. I had to place her locally with family because she can't get along with the puppies. If she has to beat up all of my puppies, like she pinned Taz down really bad. And I was right here in that room, right next to her. And so, yeah, if they're gonna behave like that, they can't live in our pack.
Catherine said, how is Diamond without Nova?
You know what? Diamond was over that dog. Huh, Lex?
Yeah.
Look at your ears. Can you put your ears up for your mom? You look silly. He says, nope.
Tazzy.
He says, nope, not doing it. I was sleeping and you woke me up. You look pitiful. Diamond was over it too. Diamond was like, okay, you're annoying and you pick on everybody. Because you got to remember, like, our dogs, they all love puppies. Like, I don't have to stress over it. You know, they all will mother them. They will all care for them. They will all nurse for each other.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, Erica. And if they can't get along with the pack, I can't disrupt my pack for one dog. And so, unfortunately, it is what it is.
Erica had a question with her super chat.
Okay.
When is your next litter expected?
Oh gosh. It would be autumn. It's not until, I don't know, I think the middle of November, if that. Maybe longer. But that's a good thing. I need a break.
Liz said he looks like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, his ears up.
Yeah.
But look at him being a good boy now. You guys would have never guessed that was him. Look at him right now. Remember, tired dog is a good dog. So this crazy spaz of a Klee Kai that you saw in the video last week versus right now is because he's tired.
Hi, Chris. Hook security.
Oh my God, we got the whole family on tonight. Hi, Chris. That's awesome. Where's Chase at, honey? He's not on.
I know, even Wyatt was on.
He's getting a spanking.
Wyatt got put in timeout.
Wyatt got put in timeout?
Yeah.
Ow! Somebody bit my ankle. Who was it? It was you.
Quinn.
Why you bite my ankle? Why? Yeah, what did you guys think? What did you guys think on the Pomsky comparison and education? Oh, you look pretty looking at me. That's a good girl.
Quinn.
No?
Quigley.
Quigley. That's Quigley. That's Quigley Twigs. What did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy it? Was it informative? I know. Tell me all about it. Tell me. I know. Tell me some more. What about you? Hey. All right, your sister wants up. If we don't have any questions.
I have one.
Okay.
How often do you try to have new litters?
I often. I mean, it depends because every dog is different. So it just depends on when they're in season and when they last had litters and when they had those litters, how they bounce back. So it's always different. But we usually only get a break 2 times a year from puppies.
Cole said she wants one for her birthday.
I know she does. You were mean. You didn't let her have one. Not that I had one for her. So, quick story. That is my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. I guess I'll call him my brother-in-law. He's close enough. We call him family. And we'll claim him. She wants a Klee Kai. They have 3 dogs already. She did have a Klee Kai, but she doesn't anymore. And she wants a Klee Kai for her birthday, which is today. And last week or the week before when they were here, he said, sure, I'll buy you one, but you have to take it home today. Because he knows we have a very long waiting list and we don't have puppies available. Is that cruel? I think that was cruel.
What? You're going to get put in timeout again.
Oh my gosh. This is what happens when we put kids on. Control that kid.
Do you let people know when they're at the top of the list?
No. I don't have time to say, oh, you're at the top. No. But, I mean, if you guys, obviously you saw how I'm changing things now. So if you guys got on the list at the beginning of April or before, you're the only ones getting puppy offers until we are at a point where you choke yourself out, Missy. If we still have puppies available after that, then we'll move on to the next month. But I'm not going to send it to everybody anymore because it's just too much work, too many people. And also because people are getting excited thinking that they should make a request whenever they just got on the list. Just kind of silly. They know how long the wait is. Huh.
Well, it's that time.
It's a time. Okay. Well, we do our normal say goodbye with holding
And
puppies.
Braden's here with dinner, so.
Hey, Sean's here. Yay, I didn't even see him earlier.
Neither did I.
He was just quiet or what?
Yep.
He was quiet? Come here. We gotta get big ears and droopy ears. As always, we come up front and say goodbye to you guys. So I just want to say again, thank you to the Pomsky Club of America for, or what is it? Pomsky Kennel Club. I can't even think. American Pomsky Kennel Club. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you so much for answering my questions and giving all of the feedback. We appreciate it. And all of you new people, thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. Thank you for all of the support and love every single week. Remember, we are here every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. And until next time, goodbye.